Luis Moscoso represents the 1st District, which includes Woodinville, Bethel, and Marysville. Representative Moscoso was the organizer and the former board member of the NAACP in Snohomish County and founder of the Communities of Color Coalition of the Snohomish County. He's here to talk to us as a good friend of the Latino community about the Washington Voting Act and the Trust Act and Bill 1874. Please help me to welcome Representative Luis Moscoso.
Thank you. Good afternoon. And I want to thank you all for coming today. This is your house. You came here to tell us what we should be doing for you. That's your job. Our job is to listen. I also want to thank the governor for his kind words, for his statements to you about your need to be involved in what we're trying to do down here today. Let's have another hand for Governor Inslee, please. I'm honored to stand here today, a proud Peruvian American, adding my voice. Did I hear a clap? Yes. Thank you. Adding my voice to yours to speak loudly, clearly, and respectfully for the needs of our diverse communities. But I'm not alone. I have been joined by 3 new Latino legislators in the last 13 months, a virtual Latino caucus representing the largest delegation of Latinos in the state legislature in the history of Washington State. A state that came into existence after the Mexican War, when this country took over about a third of the state of Mexico, and a lot of your ancestors became American citizens, or at least that's what we thought 150, 160 years ago. My father came to this country after the Second World War. I'm a first-generation Peruvian American. We have legislators now with a Cuban American background, Puerto Rican background, and as you should know, Puerto Ricans are Americans by birth, due to a little war we had 100 and some years ago. So what I want to say today, and make time for the other speakers, is that this is your house. We are here to represent you, to speak for your needs. We may not always agree on everything, but we have to agree to work together. We have more voices than we've ever had before. We have more help from our governor than we've ever had before, and we need to use that to make sure our agenda is heard and moved forward. You heard the governor mention my Voting Rights Act. It is stuck in the Senate right now, but they really haven't had a chance to look at it this year. We've passed it twice in the House, and I sincerely believe we'll get a hearing, at least in the committee in the Senate, and perhaps we can get it onto the floor. With your help, we can move that forward. I also want to say something about the Trust Act, which is a little more complicated and very serious issue dealing with the federal government. That bill is not ready to go forward yet in this legislature, but we do need to have a conversation about it, and I hope that, as you know, as secure communities may have affected your families, your friends, and neighbors, that we are trying to address this bill like other states are doing at this time, and perhaps we can get something ready for the legislature next year. But we'll discuss it as soon as we can and make sure that this is brought forward so that everyone knows how the federal government's inability to deal with our immigration problem, with a broken immigration system, is causing problems here in the state of Washington that in many ways we can't address as a state, but we can address some of the problems that come from that. And the Trust Act, dealing with secure communities, is one way we might consider doing that. Thank you for your time. I'll see you all later.